So we could also make a distinction between ecstasy and bliss. Ecstasy being the up-leveling of the body-mind's perspective. Excitement being the personality's reaction to that. But bliss is that which never leaves. It's that deep well of peace and okayness, more than okayness, perfection, completion, that is deeply, peacefully blissful. Every time we kind of absorb more of ourselves into that, and or you could say we allow more of that to stream into this, there's ecstasy. There's like, when you have a state where maybe, I'm sure some of you have experienced it before, where you're like, oh my God, there's so much bliss, I can't take it. It's like, oh, it's too much. I feel like my body's about to explode. If you've ever had that experience, that's kind of the ecstasy of opening the channels to that deep background of intelligent energy, or Satchitananda, basically. Opening up to that existence, bliss, intelligence. Also on sort of an energetic body level will fill you up. And that's sort of ecstasy. Whatever reaction you have to that with your personality would be excitement. All of which are great indicators. But you could say, okay, peace is the deepest. Ecstasy is the means to translate that into an upgraded energetic body or experience. And excitement is your personal response to that delivery. Deliver me from limitation, oh God. And then when you feel delivered from it, you feel liberated, you respond to it. If you've been suffering for so many years, or maybe even just for a few months about a certain topic, or you've been in a certain bubble, and then the bubble pops, the channels open up, more of that bliss gets, more of that intelligent energy, which is basically what that true bliss is, gets channeled into the energy body. It starts to realign itself. It starts to open its channels. That feels like ecstatic, like your soul can breathe again. It feels great. It feels good. It feels nourishing. And then the way you respond to that with your thoughts and concepts based on how you felt before, you could say as a reaction of excitement to that bliss. Maybe that's kind of a somewhat simple way to still make some distinction in that. So then should you pursue bliss? Yes, in terms of, I recommend, you get to desire whatever you want to desire. It's not up to me. But I would suggest that we all truly do desire that bliss. Should you pursue it? No, but should you desire it? Yes. The desire is the path into it. An awareness of the desire for bliss is your gateway into that. Pursuing it is more of an external thing, typically. It's just a word, right? You could also say, yes, do pursue that bliss. But then by that I would mean connect to the desire for that bliss, the wanting of it, and imagine already being it, already having it. Bridge the gap from not here yet to already fulfilled, using your faith, your imagination, your will. Should you want bliss? I think you all want bliss. I think everybody wants bliss. Should you pursue it? I wouldn't pursue it as a reaction, But the reaction of excitement and the experience of ecstasy, when you're letting it in, when you're becoming more receptive to Source, those are definitely great indicators that you are doing something right when it comes to aligning yourself to Source. And therefore you'll become more of that bliss. And then if we want to take it really deep, I would quote or paraphrase Sri Annamalai Swami, who is one of the students of Ramana Maharshi, who said something along the lines of, continue to inquire, continue the practice of self-inquiry so that you don't get fooled by or lost in states of beauty and bliss and so forth, because you don't want to be the experiencer of peace and bliss. You want to be the peace and the bliss. And you can only be the peace and the bliss if you dismantle the seeker or experiencer of the peace and the bliss. So if you always stay in the reactive state of the excited person when, oh my God, I had an even deeper meditation today. And oh my God, even deeper meditation today. And even more love and light. And this means this and that to me. And it's so special. If you stay in that, then you're lost in your personality again, in your storytelling mode. But if instead you turn it around and you inquire, well, who is this excited little rat? This little hamster in this hamster wheel. Oh my God, bliss, bliss, bliss. After a while, it doesn't feel so blissful. It feels kind of exhausting. So if you inquire, like, who is this bitch? that's so childishly excited about, of course, by all means be excited about bliss because it's wonderful. And it is an indicator of progress in that sense. But Annamalai Swami said, continue the practice of self-inquiry. Don't stop. It's not just something you do 20 minutes a day. It should be something you do all the time. Because then you'll be that peace and bliss. And that's incomparable to being the experiencer of peace and bliss. Because if you're the experiencer of peace and bliss, it's always going to be temporary. It's always going to be up and down, left and right. You're going to come to interpretations about it. You're going to claim it as an identity. It's going to lead to different distortions. So what I mean when I say you take your personality with you all the way into the absolute. So continue to inquire, oh, who is this one that's claiming this state of bliss? And then you see, ooh. And then the bliss becomes really peaceful, really deep. You start to really feel, oh wait, I am that peace. I am that bliss. And the rest is assumption and thought. Does that answer your question?